Okay, hey guys. Anime West Reacts here. It's my reaction, or not my reaction, but us playing through DS Story Quest in order to go to Fontaine because apparently, because I started this story quest, I have to complete it in order to go there. Or to continue the main story, anyway. That's what it told me whenever I go check it. It's just because Dia is busy. That's what it tells me. Dia is busy with her story quest, so yeah, we gotta complete this first. But yeah, cause you see, it says this shade upon red silk, which yeah, when you go to that, it goes this, which is shade upon red silk. And oh, I went to the wrong place. I gotta go here. Upon Rebot to start it. The only thing where Dia shows up and then says where to go next, basically. That's about the only thing of the story quest that y'all didn't see because I was trying to turn in dailies and it was right there in front of them.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Yep. Pleasure to meet you. Trust Dia with my life. Yeah.
Likewise. And there's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew.
All right then.
Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar has been up to lately.
Okay.
They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets.
Ooh, that's pretty messed up.
They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. It sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's definitely what it sounds like.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market.
Oof.
A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That is pretty messed up.
That's terrible!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very.
and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, a shaman and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Okay.
Wait, a power struggle?
Yeah, that's interesting sounding.
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
They were able to cause so much damage. That somehow makes things even more confusing.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Akmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
So, stealing the valuables, basically.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw
Stealing
you coming to
valuables
Caravan
and
Rebuy.
taking lives. Oh.
Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
Ugh. Shaded Paimon everywhere.
I had no idea.
Everywhere from
I guess I
everyone.
shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Maybe. Yeah.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird
Yeah.
expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
That sounds very, very reasonable.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to
Probably.
change the
Yeah,
subject.
change.
You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
He's like, do I have to? Oh boy.
Are they
Yeah.
always like this?
It seems like it.
More or less.
They seem fun.
There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to
Alright.
take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it.
That is healthy. To a degree, can be healthy. Not bottling things
That's
up.
also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis.
So yeah.
Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first.
Excuse me.
I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Akmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Alrighty. Oh, alright, so we know where to go. Which is somewhere in the desert, probably. Oh, well, I've never done that. Oh, no, it's not in the desert. It's over in the rainforest. Where my daily just was today. So, yeah, it's something. Very free sounding, or carefree sounding, I guess. At the very least, oh, it's a shadow. I thought there was like drag marks on the road. That big
This should be the place.
shadow,
Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time.
right? Oh, sounds good.
It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
All right, time passes. Want them conscious, basically.
Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Alrighty then. Oh. Okay.
Let's get it on!
India.
Beg for mercy.
Squall and Fury. How amusing.
Ah. Okay. Oh yeah. I wonder. Quite the damage. Okay. So nice. Nice and quick. I guess quick. Depends on how quick.
You're the Flame Mane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work?
And your
Tools
legs.
like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You
Goodbye.
might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Oh. Well.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
Wow. Yeah, that's a drastic treatment. Yeah.
Definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep.
Oh boy.
Just passed out from the pain.
Righty then. Yeah, that's
Why would he be so extreme?
yeah, very.
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out
Yeah.
for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking.
Yeah, that was very drastic.
There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something.
I honestly thought he stabbed himself or something, but apparently
I'm
not.
really sorry.
But yeah, still really drastic measures, huh? So yeah, Tatar is not gravely injured and will probably wake up soon. It should leave him here for a while. Okay, well, open the box. There's some weapons in the boxes, as well as a bunch of medicine and bandages. It looks like Donald Akbar is really up to no good. Blah. Okay. Oh. A lot of daily necessities like food and water in the boxes. Doesn't seem like there's anything noteworthy. And finally, backpack. Okay.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well.
Wow.
This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar.
So, got a whole trading scheme going.
Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
Very suspicious.
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Maybe the more amounts just happen to cancel each other out.
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
Oh.
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be
Very
surprised to find
intriguing.
someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family.
Very strange.
What the heck is going on here?
Let's analyze the situation first. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet.
Yeah, probably for the best not to do that.
But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakan Akhmar?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Olmos.
If Shamazan was actually aware of this, then perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations this entire time.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora.
I don't think Dunyazar knows anything about this either.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
What should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
We want to get to the bottom of this, we won't be able to turn back.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk to Dunyazar
Let's go find my
about,
lady again. We'll tell her everything and
dark
see if she's willing
dealings.
to lend us her support.
dark dealings.
If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakana Lakmar.
Alrighty.
Thea, are you sure this is the
Yeah.
right decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy.
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
Yeah.
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion.
Understandable.
That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. I hope we'll be able to help her.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Alrighty. Oh boy, so yeah. Dunyarzad's father's dark dealings, huh? Alright. Here. So yeah, apparently her father has been doing some shady stuff in the back.
The wind rises.
And we got a lead on it. So we gotta go.
Falling.
Oh,
It's
wow.
only a miss.
That was an accident. Definitely didn't do that on purpose. I tried to open the thingy and didn't happen in time.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we are still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Yeah, back to you.
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all.
Nope. It's pretty bad.
Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that.
Yeah.
How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back! So tell me, what happened?
Wow.
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
Ah.
The Master? You mean my father?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can.
So yeah. Also the investigation.
My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
That feels unlikely though.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Yeah.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the
Alright.
past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question.
Why would you
Just
need
think
that?
about it.
Yeah.
Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us.
Burn.
I've never given it too much thought.
Dodging.
I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence.
Might not be.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any
Yeah,
sense.
specifically them.
If my father had always been in contact with Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch.
Wow.
I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
Or you just don't know it.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
That's what things are looking like at this point.
Sorry we put all of this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon.
Yeah.
I should actually be thanking you.
If.
Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
Wow. Alrighty.
Is that
Yeah.
really the right thing to do?
Might not be.
My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask,
Yeah.
you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady.
Yeah.
I'm not conflicted because I'm
Throw
afraid
her
of
under
taking
the bus.
responsibility. Besides,
That's what it
you're the
sounded
one
like
we
she
should
was
all be
saying.
worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope.
Also, yeah.
Think about friendship again?
True friendship is built on trust.
Right, yeah, trust. You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
If your trust hasn't been misjudged, then he probably has many conflicting feelings as well.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people.
Oh yeah.
In which case,
Definitely,
my
yeah.
lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation.
Usual place?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah. The usual place. Right over here, if I remember right. Either the restaurant or the bench. Could be one or the other. But yeah, so basically the whole family could get wrapped up in this if things go wrong, and then yeah. Yep, this is the bench. Things could get really bad for them. Alrighty.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him
Yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person.
Shazaman. Yeah, Shazaman. Something like that.
But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So yeah, explains the situation.
So that's what you found. Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price.
That it does.
And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you, the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts. I'm sorry, I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand.
Alright, so...
Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
Don't remember things from when you're a baby too often.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day?
Pushing for her, basically.
I was completely lost at first.
That's what it sounds like.
Until he recommended the Blazing Beasts. And in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and me all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Isn't that around the time that Dekan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's what
That's
happened,
right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things, but by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk.
But by that same token, he should have also stopped asking you for materials.
That thought occurred to me as well.
Yeah.
I figured that he probably came to me for
Well,
help
it gives me
because
the
he had
feeling
nobody
that's
else to
not
turn
him
to.
talking. But I could
After
be
some
wrong on that.
deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry.
Smart thing to do there.
I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now.
Yeah.
None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world.
That is
If
also
all he
true.
wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first.
Oh
That is also, yeah,
no. Don't
dark.
feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Maybe there's another way of looking at all this. You try to believe in him just one more time, but yeah.
Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point.
Yeah.
We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to help. Of course,
Alrighty.
anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone.
That's very understandable.
I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30.
Jawed.
He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dakan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Alright.
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Alright then. At least he's owning up to it, that he did something bad. Right? Tavern at night, huh? But yeah, nice story, I guess, of how Dehya became Dunya's bodyguard, or what led to it. Those fatherly bonds, I guess. Ooh, excuse me. Alrighty, Jawad. Get some answers.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
Okay. Alrighty.
This place should do. Alright. Back to my...
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
What do you term?
What's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how
Yeah,
it is. We're investigating Dakana Lakmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of more from my last
Nope.
run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Nope.
Shut it.
Yeah.
My
No.
patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right,
Yeah.
sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you can forget
sorry.
about any nice words from us.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hey,
Nothing
come
out there.
on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Are we?
Really?
Yeah.
And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
Also true.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it.
Yeah.
Let's move. And as for you,
Ugh.
try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
Yeah. Alrighty, doing some investigating.
Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
So yeah, just a lot of people's past catching up to them. Alrighty, so over here. Where else? Didn't sign those beetles. They're scarabs, not beetles. I guess technically they are, but yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, we got Thunyathard's, or how exactly Dehya became a bodyguard for the Homianis and a lot of other stuff.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves.
Alright.
I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
Oh yeah, I'm asking the questions basically.
Covenant of the Deep!
Alright. Where are you here?
Rest and rebuild!
Shut up!
Oh boy. Oh yeah, I wanted some questions answered.
Crush! Haven't you all done enough?
Okay.
So are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Well, it kinda does. At least now it does. Ah.
Shut up! Freeze to the core! Yeah!
Alright. Nothing to do with us, huh? Alrighty. There we go. Took slightly longer.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore.
So, yeah.
Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second.
So, thinking Kusela's,
Dehya.
yeah.
The boss can't come
Yeah.
out and see you anymore.
I figured.
He died a long time ago.
That's what it
What?
felt like.
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
So that's why they turned on each other. It was all motivated by revenge.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail.
So you mean Kusela thought there was no escaping the records?
That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules.
Oh yeah, you got blackmail material, essentially is what it sounds like.
But he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Ew.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight.
Oof.
Even his hair went gray.
Yeah.
So even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
Ouch.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Okay, so, yeah.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled.
Sounds like
Not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
Yeah.
The boss can't have just died for nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
Those
like it.
heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of Dakan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack, even though we're outnumbered. We vowed to see our revenge through to the very end.
But Desert's relics haven't been the only victim of your revenge.
There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
Overkill, it sounds like.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies. From food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends.
That's what I
Thankfully,
figured
many
happened.
people were willing to come to our aid.
Not
We were
yours,
also able to
really,
attract
though.
many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say anymore.
took a turn. So yeah, do you have any idea the amount of damage you've done? Responding to violence with more violence will only cause more pain. Yeah, both of these are right.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him.
That's what I feel like happened, though, but yeah.
He really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low.
So yeah.
We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the plan.
Good story here, though.
But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
Yeah. That's hard to do.
I'll go with you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Dehya? You want to go with him?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
I made a promise this, yeah. On your side, Dehya. No, I made a promise to Dunizar to support you, so yeah.
Yeah. Paimon
Do
feels
it
like we
together.
really regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
Alrighty.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as...
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Alright. Oh, nice. Okay. Sincerity's facade. Where is the black? We are over here. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, nice little story, Dehya. Like I figured, they forged her father's handwriting, so it gets a port, which is why the letter seemed weird. That's why the letter that Dunizar's father got felt weird, I guess. Oh, here. Alrighty, up we go.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Should.
Oh. 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 How about that? No, what's that? Okay, so Electro, Pyro, and Dendro. Okay. Electro, Pyro, Dendro. Alrighty, go with this team.
Wow. it to look like this on the inside.
Ruin.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
I've fought through many situations like this before.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. They've been here once before.
Alright. Into the ruins we go. Sarity's Facade, though. It's quite a title. Oh.
You are not here.
Hold the line! Fire hazard!
Alright.
Everyone hold hands!
Okay.
I see everything!
Shine down!
Alright. So yeah. Quickly dealing with these guys. Oh.
Regretful. New punching bag.
New puncher, nothing.
Illusion shattered!
Goldfish of doom!
Oh. Alrighty.
Fuse is lit!
There is no
So yeah,
escape!
sorry. Not saying much, but yeah, just. Oh, quick. Oh.
Rest and rebuild!
Alrighty. Just, yeah. Lots and lots of enemies, huh?
Everyone hold hands!
Okay.
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Oh, but yeah, so we're just quickly dealing with these guys, or I guess let's say quickly, but not really. It's a lot of people popping up constantly.
You won this one.
Sharing my knowledge!
Let's get it on!
Alrighty, there we go.
This way,
That
follow
was
me.
a lot of
We're
people.
almost there.
Alrighty. That was a lot of fighting.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Oh,
Hey, you guys okay?
awesome.
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down.
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help
Yeah.
Let's see.
Alrighty.
I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with...
Okay, let's go!
Whew, alrighty. Mechanisms and such. So they rushed off and got caught in a trap, huh? Okay. Well, that happened. Well, alrighty. Oh, what are these?
Buckle up! Hold the line! Yeah!
Ah,
Yeah!
There is no escape!
yeah.
Yeah!
Build this thing. It's quick. Alright, chest. Okay, continuing on.
Another
puzzle.
mechanism like the one before. but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Alright. Oh. So yeah, I got that. Or reads. Ah, okay. There we go. I think. Oh. Ah, okay. Nowhere. Nowhere. There we go. So yeah. Don't want the lines crossing, basically, I guess. That's what that has told me or shown me.
Rest and rebuild.
Boy.
Torrent, bring refuge.
Oh boy. Yeah. Lots of destruction. Around the chest before heading on. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright. That's why we needed to do Dehya's thing.
Allow me.
But we're already this far into it, so we're gonna... of course we're gonna finish it.
Kept alive.
Alrighty.
Now you
Oh
shall
dear.
perish.
Blasting them away. That's right, and then the others.
I see everything.
Quickly dealing with them. I guess. I say quickly, but yeah. I guess it's just dependent on your definition of quickly. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Up this. Up this we go. Alright. Oh. There. Oh. Alright then. Boy. Now change color. Raise. Here and change the color. Yes. Lower. There we go. Change color again. Okay. Wow, that looks real nice. Okay. Definitely.
I wasn't
something.
expecting anyone to make it through from the other side.
You shall.
But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run. Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
That's what it sounds like.
Let us draw our weapons. We will show them the true
Blaze
power
of glory.
King Deshret bestowed upon his followers. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory.
So he says.
Wave one, charge! Eliminate them!
Alright. Wave one, huh? Oh boy. Ah. Oh boy.
Rest and rebuild.
Oh yeah. Lots and lots of fighting, huh?
To
That's all I want to do, but that's what I did. Keep pressing the wrong button. Wrong button.
Let's get it on!
Don't think that you've won. You're just getting started.
Alright. Yeah.
We'll meet again.
Alright.
Allow me.
Quick with it.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
So you say. So you say. Oh boy.
Test my patience.
I see everything.
Sever.
Rest and rebuild.
Oof.
Now you shall perish!
Let's end this.
Yeah. Oh.
There is no escape!
Alright.
Brothers, with me,
Lots
this is
and
where
lots.
we prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
Yeah.
None of us plan to leave this place alive.
So yeah, basically. I just want to die. Sure. What it sounds like.
Fire hazard.
Stretch your wings and raise
Sure.
a storm!
Torrent, bring refuge. Hold the line.
Where do you think you're going?
Good boy.
A brash maneuver.
Yeah. Her.
Illusion shattered! Torn to
Alright.
oblivion!
Stop. Attack button. What it feels like.
Rest and rebuild.
There is no
Alright.
But we'll meet again. Absurd!
Meet again, huh?
The golden slumber.
Okay. Alrighty. Clean that up.
The commander has finally fallen!
But they're still coming at us. This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat.
Yes, keep fighting. There's no need to fear,
Ugh,
and no need
basically.
to back down.
So,
This is
yeah.
our last stand.
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Oh, alright. Door opened. Okay.
Get out of my way.
Backups here, I guess.
Come and face me, Michel. Ugh, so they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
No. Both sides seem to be doing this. Oh.
So,
Oh.
it would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Crazy.
Hey, wait!
Well, it's gonna do something. Seems like. Texture locked in. No way.
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Alright, so yeah. I'm gonna stand down.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Alright.
Let's go.
Yeah. Alrighty. That was quite a fight. Lot of battle. Probably not even the last of it, if I had to guess. Oh, maybe it is. Big chest. And well, up we go.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
Shock about.
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have?
Rats.
We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
Yeah.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony.
The irony, yeah.
His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me.
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned
that
down?
one.
Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could— Watch your mouth! That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time.
Yeah.
Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the
where
old
is it?
records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Alrighty. To the records room. Right over here. So yeah, big fight. Big fight. And then... yeah, well, okay. Here we are. Records.
So,
There it is.
this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
You would assume so.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around.
Yeah.
Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Definitely feels strange, I guess. Everyone searches the room.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Okay, well there's the cane.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
Alright.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
Well, notice something. It's a sword. Sword and a cane.
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
Candy Day.
Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Wow.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Yeah. We'll story with the Core 30, which joined the investigation, name of restoring order. And yeah, Kazali was given a Dehya as part of her inheritance. Completely silent on the way back to the city.
What's this?
Got you some snacks and drinks. All Paimon's tab.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say.
Oh, yeah.
These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
She rarely spends her allowance on other people. It's really my treat, but you get the point. You get the point, yeah.
Hey, come on! Paimon's not that stingy. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before.
Oh, yeah. Usually how revenge goes.
It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
Everything just happened so fast.
Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere.
It was just a personal thing.
My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake.
So, yeah.
We're
So your
hypocrites.
dad.
All of us.
Should never question your true feelings, though.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Yeah.
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Core of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict.
Well,
Huh? Dehya, You're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were
Yeah. So Paimon finished telling the story. Then you learned begins to cry.
Sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady.
Yeah.
You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora.
Oh, yeah. Pretty
Why don't we
cool.
go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
Always more fun when everyone's together.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Alrighty. Oh, Grand Bazaar and clear your head. But yeah, understandable. Like, revenge thing gets cleared up, or I guess type of deal where you get your revenge, but then you're just hollow afterwards. Or that's usually what they say happens. Once you got your revenge, then the drive just vanishes, so.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I am Safwan, a scholar from the Academia, and I will serve as this debate's adjudicator. I swear to judge both parties with the utmost wisdom and impartiality. I will neither interfere with the proceedings nor demonstrate bias. I ask for both parties to stand. May the Dendro Archon also serve as a witness to this duel of wits.
Since you so
this is not
desperately
Nea's
demand
story
an
quest, this is part of Nea's.
I will expound on the Academia's
Just to
stance.
tell y'all.
You may have misunderstood us from the outset and believe that the Academia is prejudiced against you. However, the truth is that the Academia wishes for every resident of Sumeru to be afforded opportunities to grow and cultivate their wisdom.
Yeah.
Therefore, the works
I
they
say.
consume should also... We have failed to identify these qualities in the shows performed at Zubair Theater. In other words, instead of struggling against the Academia in pointless confrontations, if Zubair Theater would not be today facing such a threat.
Aggressive from the get-go. He's really putting on the pressure. Can Nilu stand her ground?
Calm down, Nilu. First, carefully analyze what he said. He said that we were shut down not because the Academia looks down on the arts, but rather because our shows aren't up to their standards. However...
So, yeah, okay.
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Everything checks out. Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior. Everyone is... Hinaya really wants to win. She doesn't want to lose anything else because of her painful past. The theater carries everyone's feelings and serves as the bond that connects us all. Don't think that would make for a good rebuttal. Don't think In your eyes, our shows can't meet the Academia's expectations. Shouldn't it be the audience who decides if a show is intellectual or enlightening? Why is someone from the Academia judging that? Also, I believe that there is no such thing as a wiser or more enlightening performance. Art doesn't discriminate, and it appeals to all. Everyone has the right to appreciate art.
Appreciation is but a primitive form of satisfaction. Guidance and enlightenment are necessary if we are to induce growth in the performers as well as the audience.
That shouldn't be something a person decides.
This stance holds performers to a higher standard and encourages the development of the arts.
Technically, it's not his government, but yeah.
If all performances are simple-minded, require little effort to comprehend, and lack any impetus for the betterment of society, then the people will not be able to develop a greater level of artistic understanding.
Can't agree with this.
Nurturing the populace's understanding requires a long and arduous process. And guiding this
He changed the topic without batting an eye. Good thing if I remember correctly, what I should say here is...
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
No.
Art must...
Everyone is free to appreciate art. Hinaya... The theater carries everyone's feelings. And... No. No. Someone at our theater has tried that before. He was a famed artist, but he recognized that very few people could connect with his works. I agree that art should be enlightening, but we can't pursue that goal by creating complicated works. If a work can't tap into an audience's personal experiences or feelings, then its contents may as well be a castle in the sky.
So yeah, the audience can't connect to it, then they won't understand it.
What's the point of performing a show that its audience can't even follow?
Yeah, that's what I was basically trying to say. Said it backwards. If they can't connect to it, they won't understand it, or if they can't understand it, they can't connect to it.
That would only be forcing people to watch
Sort of
something
same
they
thing.
don't like.
You can only reach that conclusion from...
In that case, before passing judgment, you should first become a better dancer than me.
You tell them, Nilu.
Looks like he's backed himself into a corner.
As the party holding the burden of proof, Sharif has failed to provide sufficient support for his judgment of the quality. Likewise, the definition that Nilu put forth is but her personal opinion. Neither party is the victor for this particular point of... Additionally, I must request that both parties exercise greater control on their emotions.
Keep it up, Nilu! You're doing great!
In that case, I shall speak of more concrete matters. The essence of this issue is that you have violated the law. So you must now pay. This course of action is also completely procedurally sound. We have already contacted Zubair Theater multiple times. However, you have consciously ignored our warnings. Or perhaps your compliance was purely superficial. Regardless, that failure has indirectly led to the present day's proceedings.
That is indeed so, according to the laws decreed by the Academia.
He started talking about procedural stuff, so I need to focus on...
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Everyone is free to appreciate... Hinaya really wants to win. The theater carries everyone's... Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Mr. Zubair has already provided signed copies of all documentation related to our operations. Everything is perfectly filled out and valid. Although the theater's performances don't align with the Academia's requests, the law doesn't say that Zubair Theater can be demolished only because of that reason. Demolition notices need to be provided in writing and made available to the public. Otherwise, the theater can continue to operate as long as its license is valid. Failing to follow these rules makes your stance procedurally unsound.
Yeah! That's right!
There are different ways to apply the rules. So long as this matter is discussed within the Academia, this course of action will come to pass.
Looking at the past 27 cases of similar nature, 90% of them support Sharif's claim, and however, the demolition process in those cases was only started after discussion at the Academia. In other words, premature notice of demolition is indeed a rash act.
That's more than enough. We've proven that the order is unreasonable as it currently stands.
Cease your futile resistance.
Your futile resistance.
Nilu's definitely won this point, right?
Still can't let her guard down, though.
You're right. Stay focused, Nilu.
Even if permission for demolition has yet to be obtained, it is a fact that your performances violated the Academia's policies on numerous occasions. Based on that fact, we can permanently revoke your right to perform in Sumeru.
Oof.
Under the current system, it is indeed possible to immediately revoke Zubair Theater's performing rights.
Oof.
That's a thing?
That's his backup plan.
Rather than protecting Zubair Theater, I surmise that your true intention is to maintain your hold over your audience and their patronage as your source of income. Without them, Zubair Theater is nothing more than an empty building. And without its performances, the theater has nothing else of value.
What you said isn't true at all.
Keep it cool,
Yeah.
Nilu.
Don't get riled up. He's provoking you. So, yeah.
I need to keep calm, but he... just a little more. Zubair Theater isn't... Zubair Theater isn't simply a performance venue to us. It means more than that. It's been our home for a long time. Miss Raykar can't go on adventures anymore, but she has found a stable career and a new life at the theater. Her son, Sorin, has already passed his theater exam, and he'll soon be our newest member. Mr. Kasani found a new way to look at art. He decided to stay at the theater to watch us grow. Mr. Farhad and Mr. Hushang visit even when there isn't a show going on, and they always tell us lots of entertaining stories. Even Inaya wants to stay with us, and she's starting to look forward to a new future. Zubair Theater exists for them, for every single one of us.
Perhaps Zubair Theater has provided you with a multitude of positive emotions and experiences. The interpersonal relationships you speak of were established upon normal theater operation. Sheikh Zubair operates the theater for his livelihood. His employees work for their wages, and the audience comes to enjoy performances. Relationships are merely a byproduct in this exchange of interests. They may be pleasant and captivating when scholars collaborate to solve difficult problems. We freely share our knowledge and resources with one another as if we were all kin. However, this collaboration ends after the results of our work are the reason is simple. We are scholars, and there are new projects that await our attention.
He really doesn't think much of relationships.
Yeah.
Paimon also thinks he did a lot of prep. He's been solid as a rock.
Sharif's argument
definitely
is currently
seems like
the
it.
more persuasive of the two for this point of contention. The continuance of the interpersonal relationships Nilu spoke of remains hypothetical before the theater's demolition. Whereas the situation that Sharif described has been... The Academia has made significant academic contributions, in no small part due to its research.
Oh no, what should we do? Things are going in the opposite direction.
Setting him up.
A setup? So Nilu's got...
Good. He said what he said. The next argument could decide this, but... is this really the best thing to do?
So yeah, and I as well.
She already agreed to this. She wants to win, no matter what. Mr. Sharif believes that interpersonal relationships are a byproduct of working towards a goal. Once that goal is achieved or abandoned, those relationships would have no more reason to continue. Then, if someone has failed to live up to his expectations...
If someone has failed to live up to your expectations and ran away from home, then she shouldn't be your daughter anymore. Right?
Inaya...
Sorry, Nilu. As expected, I should be the one to say it.
Yeah.
You don't need to shoulder this responsibility for me. If in your eyes, the purpose of my existence is to become your academic successor, then that goal has ended, and by your logic, that means there is no more reason to sustain our relationship as father and daughter.
Members of the audience who do not belong to
Let her speak. What she does not say, Nilu will.
No matter how many disagreements we've had, the truth is that you are still my father. You're so immersed in your own world, you can't understand why we come together for the sake of relationships.
Yeah, don't look down on us.
You can watch a dance anywhere, but there's only one Zubair Theater.
I'm almost starting to feel sorry for this guy, what with the idiotic things he said.
Order! Order! Members of the audience, do not interrupt debate proceedings.
I confess that this is the final argument we had prepared. Disown me, and you will win the debate. But before that, Father, I've been doing some soul searching. Not about whether I should have run away from home, but whether there was any point to my personal rebellion against you. I kept trying to earn your approval, but I only disappointed you over and over. That is to say, I was exerting pressure on you and hoping you'd give up on your lofty expectations. But by doing that, wasn't... I won't force my expectations upon you anymore. At Zubair Theater, I have found the life I've always wanted. I will move on from my family troubles and strive towards my new goal. But if you dare to harm this place, then I will stand with my friends here and fight against you.
This is not the time to space out, Sharif.
Well.
You already consider them to be your friends.
You should be asking us that question.
Yeah.
Of course we are! Miss Inaya is a really good friend.
It was a bit of a process.
Make no mistake, all those who come to Zubair Theater become one of us. We will...
Such puerile
However...
It is surprisingly a relief.
So...
Wait, what are you...
You lost.
Never mind.
I guess.
They left?
Well,
Does that mean we've won?
We won?
seems like it.
Nilu, you're amazing!
Fantastic job. Yeah. Also brilliant.
I relaxed for a moment and I feel a little faint.
Understandable.
It looks like he still has a place.
Terrific work, Nilu and Anaya. They likely won't cause any more trouble for us.
Didn't know you could get so fierce. I have a lot of newfound respect.
This really took a lot out of me, though.
Miss Nilu and Miss Inaya
Oh,
were
excuse that.
Should we throw a second round?
Okay, follow on the debate, and it's that. But yeah, not what I'm here for, so... Unless I can't. Oh, okay. Over here. Over here. What? I want.
During the debate, you said that you felt...
I actually...
That's a great wish.
Nilu...
Alright. Continuing on, we gotta go over here now. So yeah, continuing Dehya, which was what we were doing, then that
This
happened.
rug here is quite something.
Alrighty.
The craftsmanship is exquisite. And the
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are Are you here to take revenge on us?
Don't feel like it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do I look like I can take you all to a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the court after this.
Oh boy. Sorry about that.
Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence.
Yeah, well.
But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
So you probably got there after us.
Yep.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the court could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No worries. We're all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So yeah, all just doing their own things.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside.
All right.
What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh, it kind of stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Probably.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense?
Yeah, well.
Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
Maybe.
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there. 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Probably not. What an interesting man. Probably not. Yeah.
There's something in the bottle.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle.
Okay.
I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me?
You don't need to read it out loud.
It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left.
Just older.
If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably the guy's fault.
Never were up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point.
Yeah, back to the point.
To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah, that's big.
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert.
That's a big thing to drop,
But
though.
as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever.
Oh.
But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle.
Ow.
Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of.
Yeah.
As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
Emotional.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child.
Isn't that a good thing?
I suppose. Or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of
yeah.
everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I also don't want to see his efforts go to waste.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Real nice.
My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Alrighty. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you do, then like it, share it, sub to the channel, and yeah, see y'all later. Bye.